Apparently, the Iranian state media has issued a chilling warning to the West. Tonight holds a surprise the world will remember for centuries. What do you think they're planning? This is from Awesome Jew. Not sure how accurate that is, especially with the amount of propaganda that is coming out. But I've been seeing videos of coming from the Iranian X account of, well, the video is of someone stroking a nuclear weapon. Like, that seems to be a little bit concerning, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what unfolds or what takes place. If it is a nuclear weapon they've been hiding, then we're screwed. Just pointing that out. But if it's not and it's something else, God help us. All the same. I hope that Israel knows what it's doing, and I hope that Trump also knows what he's doing, because he convened his cabinet to know what to do further. We know that America has taken the skies over in the Middle East at the moment. We also know that America is moving the ships and the Navy closer in the Middle East at the moment as well. So if the regime does fall, and I believe it is going to fall sometime soon, who do we want to replace the current leader? Khamenei. He's going to go very soon. Who do we want to replace him? Who is Israel going to get? We're going to get Shah again? Who are we going to have? What's the new regime going to look like? Now, I want to read this to you. It's from JD Vance. And hopefully this may give some people a little bit more clarity. The ones that are online that are spilling so much rubbish, it's kind of concerning to actually see, if I'm being honest. JD Vance goes, look, I'm saying this from the inside, and I'm admittedly biased towards our president and my friend. And there's a lot of crazy stuff on social media. I agree, there is. So I wanted to address some things directly on the Iran issue. First, POTUS has been amazingly consistent over 10 years that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Here is a video of Trump on the campaign trail, courtesy of Michael Knowles, saying Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Have a watch.
Trump, they pointed out, was elected on getting us out of wars in the Middle East.
You cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
When did Trump suggest that Iran was even on his mind?
Everybody, no nuclear weapons. You can't give them nuclear weapons.
It'd be one thing if Trump had campaigned on stopping Iran's nuclear program.
Don't let Iran have nuclear weapons. That's my only thing I have to tell you today.
But for Trump to just voice this policy on us, completely out of the blue.
Including Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. That's all. They can't have nuclear weapons. It's too destructive, too powerful. They can't have it.
Without any warning.
I just don't want them to have a nuclear weapon.
Well, it's a betrayal, wouldn't you say? What else do you call it when you say one thing on the campaign trail?
They cannot have a nuclear weapon. That was the only thing. The one thing I said, you cannot have.
And another thing when you get into office.
You can't let Iran have nuclear weapons.
Now, I don't want the U.S. to get bogged down in another war in the Middle East. I think many of the arguments regarding Iran are bogus, as I've said repeatedly on the show.
People seem to think that this is totally new for Trump. But Trump has been saying it for the last 10 years. You can't let Iran get a nuclear weapon. Over the last few months, he encouraged his foreign policy team to reach a deal with the Iranians to accomplish this goal. The president has made clear that Iran cannot have uranium enrichment, and he said repeatedly that this would happen one of two ways, the easiest way or the other way, meaning the hard way. Second, I've seen a lot of confusion over the issue of civilian nuclear power and uranium enrichment. These are distinct issues. Iran could have civilian nuclear power without enrichment, but Iran rejected that power. Meanwhile, they've enriched uranium far above the level necessary for any civilian purpose, meaning what exactly? Meaning nuclear weapons. They've been found in violation of their non-proliferation obligations by the International Atomic Energy Agency, which is hardly a right-wing organization. It's one thing to want civilian nuclear energy. It's another thing to demand sophistication and enrichment capacity. And it's still another thing to cling to enrichment while simultaneously violating basic non-proliferation obligations and enriching rights to the point of weapons-grade uranium. So, those people that are going, oh, we're going to defend Iran. They don't have nuclear weapons because Tulsi Gabbard said so. Hello? Just because Tulsi Gabbard says something, she says a lot of things, doesn't mean she's right. Just because she's been put in this position of power by Trump, you don't think that the president of the United States would know what's going on? He's the president after all. He's the most powerful man after all. Oh no, we put our trust and faith in Tulsi Gabbard, who said this in March, and it's now June. So you don't think over that course of time something couldn't have changed? Hello, this is Iran we're talking about. Oh dear, I have yet to see a single good argument for why Iran needed to enrich uranium well above the threshold for civilian use. I've yet to see a single good argument for why Iran was justified in violating its non-proliferation obligations. I've yet to see a single good pushback against the IAEA's findings. Meanwhile, the president has shown remarkable restraint in keeping our military's focus on protecting our troops and protecting our citizens. He may decide he needs to take further action to end uranium enrichment, whatever that may include. That decision ultimately belongs to the president. And of course, people are right to be worried about foreign entanglement after the last 25 years of idiotic foreign policy. Yes, seems like J.D. Vance has some common sense. Meanwhile, Tucker and the lot of them that are basically for Iran, no common sense whatsoever. When you support idiot things, you sound like one yourself. You sound more than a dingbat. You're just beyond that, if in my personal opinion. You sound like really radical and crazy. But I believe the president has earned some trust on this issue. And having seen this up close and personal, I can assure you that he is only interested in using the American military to accomplish the American people's goals. Whatever he does, that is his focus. And Riley Gaines also responded to this by going, so let me get this straight. The people defending actual oppressive dictatorships are the same ones protesting the streets because they think Trump is a dictator? Did I get that right? Yes, Riley, you did, in fact, get it right. Kind of insane, isn't it? We live in a very topsy-turvy kind of world, and it seems like common sense has flown outside the window, and the ones that actually speak common sense have found the truth and have latched onto the truth. And you can always tell because they make sense. A lot of the other ones make zero sense. You think they make sense because you're emotional, but really the reality of the situation is anything but. It's actually something that makes complete, utter sense because it is the truth. And it's beyond any realm of emotion. I haven't seen Trump be emotional at all. I've seen him just speak plain facts and just go, this is the way that it is. We need to stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon. It's not going to happen. We also need to topple the regime because the people need freedom. That makes sense, doesn't it? Now, obviously, there are some issues with toppling a regime that's been in power for a very, very long time. But I think they would have thought about this a long time ago. Don't you? I think they would have been planning this for a very long time of what would happen should the Iranian regime fall. Should the Iranian regime get a nuclear weapon, what are our options? What do we do? Oh, no, they wouldn't have had that plan in at all. We'll just go in cold turkey, guns blazing, and hope for the best. You've got to be kidding me. So these people that are against Trump having any kind of involvement whatsoever, because Trump was voted in for having no wars. By the way, he didn't start any wars. He's actually tried to stop. He's got a lot of things going on, man. He's trying to stop the Ukraine-Russia conflict that was under Biden, and also October 7th with Israel versus the terrorist organization. He's trying to stop all that, bring about peace, and now he's got to worry about, well, toppling the Iranian regime, which he's given Israel free power to do so. Before that happened, he was like, make a deal. He's been saying that for the last 10 years. They refused to make a deal. So if you've got a regime that doesn't want to make a deal and has been chanting death to America and death to the West, what would you do? Oh, Tucker, Candace, and everyone else. Nah, we're gonna defend, because we're America first. So we're obviously going to defend Islam. That makes a lot of sense. Good grief. Absolute dingbattery nonsense, if you ask me. Anyway, like I said from the very beginning, am kind of interested to see what the Iranian chilling warning that we're going to remember for the rest of time is going to be. I wonder. Anyway, we'll just wait and see, won't we? But you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.